So I was cleaning up around my place on Saturday before watching the Kambosos Haney fight, and I found these notes for a video I guess I was trying to make in late November. What I got here on the top of the list is Haney versus Kambosos ? So that fight had happened. That fight came and went. It just happened this past Saturday in Australia at the Marvel Stadium. Okay. Haney took the fight in hostile territory, signed a rematch clause, which is also supposed to take place in Australia. He took less money and less percentage of the pay-per-view, the gate. Now, Haney went there without his father/trainer, didn't expect him to show up. He was actually finally allowed to show up and arrived just the night before the fight. So you got a lot of odds against Haney. You got to give it to him, give him credit. Got to give him credit for showing up in hostile territory to go take what he thought was his. And he did take it. Okay? He controlled the fight from bell to bell, if you ask me, with his slick boxing, his sharp jab, accurate jab, powerful jab, his superior speed, his superior footwork. Basically, he controlled the action, he controlled the ring. Ring generalship. Got to have that ring generalship. Devin Haney displayed that. He knew that Kambosos was going to be looking for that big right hand, the same one that was able to knock down Teofimo Lopez in their fight. He knew that that was going to be Kambosos' bread and butter, and he knew that Kambosos was going to come forward and try to test his allegedly suspect chin. Okay? Now, boxing is the sweet science. It is the art of hit and not get hit. So, yes, Haney rightfully won that fight. He dominated that fight. I think the scorecards were right. It wasn't even close. But here's the thing. You can look at all the great things that each fighter did or tried to do in Kambosos' case. Haney with his slick boxing, great defense, great movement, ring generalship. But he also held a lot. Anytime Kambosos would get inside and try to make it a more ugly, brawling, mauling match, which was his only chance against a superior technician such as Devin Haney, there was clinching, there was holding. But we all know clinching and holding is part of boxing. You miss a punch, you dodge, it's gonna happen. You're both coming forward, the bodies are gonna they're gonna clash. You're gonna end up holding and wrapping up. Sometimes you're tired, you need to clinch, you need to reset, you need the ref to break you and reset you. But holding is also against the rules in boxing. You know, all you're doing is you're throwing the hands. So the holding isn't going to get you where. It's boxing. So holding is illegal for a reason. Now both fighters did their fair share of holding. And Haney just did a lot of holding. He did what I call a jab and grab style. Now, a lot of that is to blame on the referee. You know, I used to love when Joe Cortez, a big name referee back in the 90s and such, he used to say, your hands are free, punch and get out, punch and get out. That's because you're both inside. The only thing stopping you from throwing punches is yourself. If your opponent's holding you, you're holding your opponent. If you both decide to just start punching at each other and let the infighting happen. We've all seen our fair share of phone booth wars. Boxing fans love a good infight, head to head, just digging away, digging to the body, coming up to the uppers and the hooks. That's part of the game. When you allow a fighter to excessively hold, I mean, go back and watch the fight yourself, Haney versus Kambosos, and see how many times the referee stepped in and said, now Haney, oh, Kambosos, when they were holding or using forearms up into the neck and grabbing the arm. You know, Haney was putting his arm around Kambosos' waist, and he was doing that thing where you wrap around him and you're behind him to show that you have positional dominance. All well and good. But the holding was excessive. I think in a fight like that, where you know that one fighter's major advantage is his slick boxing, and his opponent's best chance is to make it ugly in an inside fight, you gotta let them work it out on their own. You can't interfere as a referee and jump in immediately when they grab each other and break them up. You gotta let them work it out. I need less referee, more boxer. Okay? So if you watch the fight with someone who never seen either fighter fight, And you can say they're a casual, but a lot of people, online and otherwise, are saying that they were bored by Haney's performance. Okay, his jab and grab style. Did he win? Was he dominant? Yes. Was it exciting? No. Do you feel like paying your hard-earned money to watch him fight again? Probably not. It is a sweet science, and you could say only casuals want to see a brawl, but people want to watch sports on a Saturday night. They want to be entertained. Okay, sure, we want to see the sweet science, but take a fight like Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero that we saw last Saturday. It was tactical. It was a high-level chess match. Both men capable of exploding on one another at a moment's notice. High KO percentages for each man's record. And the fight ended in a TKO. There was a lot of tactical boxing, ring generalship, footwork, but there was not a lot of holding. It wasn't ugly. It was nice to watch. You've seen Tank timing Raleigh. You've seen him setting traps and start to loosen up in the third, fourth, fifth round, finally, so he can draw in Raleigh and catch him with the beautiful counter to knock him out. It was beautiful boxing, sweet science on display that ended with a vicious, explosive knockout. See, you can have both. You don't have to be a tactician of the sweet science and put all the viewers to sleep. You can be a tactician of the sweet science and an explosive KO artist like Gervonta Davis, who's in the same division. So I don't want to see Haney versus Ryan Garcia. I want to see Haney versus Lomachenko. I want to see Haney versus Davis. I like the Lomachenko fight because you got a master boxer versus master boxer, and Loma's a little bit more willing to engage. I don't want to be a Haney hater or a Haney doubter, but he's got to show me more explosiveness. He's got to show me more willingness to engage. The stuff that makes all the greats and all the legends what they are. A lot of people weren't entertained by his style. Now that's preference, but point being, the sweet science still needs to be brutal from time to time. Now, I'm no expert. I just call it how I see it. You tell me who you want to see Haney fight next in the comments. Give that shit a thumbs up. Support the channel. I appreciate the love. If you're watching this on IG, I appreciate the love. Give that shit a heart. But until next time, UNO.